What's up, you guys? It's Zamara, and today, so early in the morning, well, it's getting close to noon now, but to me, it's relatively early. I bring you a rant, and I normally don't do these very often because I sort of like to just keep stuff to myself, but today, I just want to turn this day into something to help me get rid of everything negative, everything that bothers me, everything that pesters me, whatever. Because maybe this is the third consecutive night that I don't sleep. And you guys know that for some reason it's become a habit for the past 3 months that one week, 5 days straight, I just get no sleep. And I don't know what it is. So I am going to try this to get rid of anything that can possibly be bugging me to see if that helps. Because maybe being quiet and nice and kind and just keeping that to yourself just builds the hell up. And maybe it's time that I finally let go of that. Normally, I can let go of things, but clearly there's like that phantom file that remains as a copy of your bad experience, and I'm guessing mine is just surfacing, so let's get rid of it. And today my rant is going to be about how sometimes you just wish you could be mean to people, but you're just not, because you know that it's not going to make the situation better. And other times it's given where you are at or the position that you are in or who you're surrounded by. You just don't let go of that. So I just got off the phone with some customer service rep, and I'm not going to say about what it was. It had to do with the bank, but I'm not even going to say what happened or stuff like that. But what annoyed me was that when she was asking for my information, she lost her patience at some point because she was asking me information in my ID, and I thought that she said, when was it issued? Like, what date was it issued? And then it turned out that she was asking what state was it issued. And she said it like that with a really impatient tone. I was like, it was issued on, like, so and so year, so and so date. And she was like, what state? And I'm like, excuse me? When I provided the info, I was like, oh, it is from so and so state. My fault. I literally said it like that. I said it is from so state. My fault. So, because for some reason she just lost her cool. She was getting like, she had a bad tone all of a sudden. And another thing was that her speech was a little slurred. Like, I'm not trying to judge anybody. I know I stutter, but like, when I'm on the phone, I speak slowly and as clearly as I can because I know how much of an ass the phone can be to talk through. So if I'm doing the effort and I'm the customer, I expect for that rep to be 50 times better than me, given that this is something that they do on a daily basis and it's what they are hired to do. If you're getting paid to do something, you are going to find pleasure in it, whether you like it or not. Because trust me, I go through that on a daily basis. And for me, I genuinely like to be helping people. And there are days in which I arrive to work with issues from home that it takes me a minute to leave out of the door. But anybody who knows me, they can tell you that they cannot tell when I'm having a bad day because I don't show it. I stay in character. So why is it that I cannot receive the same level of good service that I provide? It's like, I don't want to sound entitled, but I believe that I've earned it. So I don't know what's going on with this person, but I hope that their day turns around because it was a terrible experience. And it's supposed to be, and wait, see, what makes it even worse is that the issue wasn't even my fault. What I was doing was updating my address because although I had gone to the branch of the bank, it turns out that they still had my original address from when I opened the account. So they had been trying to send me like this stupid chip card, and I hadn't gotten it, and I was wondering why I haven't gotten it, and it's been so long. So I called about it, and then they were like, "Oh, what was the previous address that you had?" And I provided my previous address, and it turns out that it's still not the right address. So I had to go back to the address from where I was living at 4 years ago. 4 years ago. How do you let that happen? Especially if I had gone directly to the branch to present my ID to update the address. Somebody messed up big time, and now that's affecting me. And nobody could catch it. And I was wondering why nobody could catch it. I also thought it was suspicious that I wasn't getting any mail in my current address. But I was getting mail in my previous address, which that's why I got so shocked that they were saying that, you know, that address was wrong. I had to go back to the one preceding my previous address. You know, can you understand why I got frustrated? And it's not the fact that I'm frustrated that somebody prior to my current representative who's helping me out today messed up. It's just that it's like, it's not my fault, and you know that it's not my fault because I'm explaining to you the situation, yet you're deciding to have an ugly tone to me. Just don't do that, okay? Don't. And anyways, so I wanted to, at some point during the call, I wanted to say, hey, what have I done to you for you to be annoyed at me? I'm the one who should be annoyed at you as a representative of your bank for not having done stuff right, but I'm not going to take it out against you because I know you were not that rep who was helping me a few years ago when I was getting this done for the first time. And let alone you were not the person who I was addressing when I went to the branch, because I know what you look like. I would know what you look like. And I'm calling the national line of customer service. I'm not calling a local bank. So I know it's not you. It's not directly your fault. But unfortunately, as a representative of this bank, you have that responsibility of responding to me. And when you decide to use a tone that's not very like friendly, it gets very discouraging. And I almost wanted to be like, hey, if this is too overwhelming for you, put me on hold and get somebody else on the line. Because seriously, I'm a person who I only see the solution. So if you don't want to deal with someone, doesn't matter what the reason is, just take a break and tell someone. Just arrange it, but don't take it out on me. And don't give me that BS that you didn't realize that you were having a bad tone, because I'm pretty sure you did. You started off okay, but then it was just changing gradually. And at the beginning, I did say I'm going to have 2 questions. So I'll need you to bear with me, because given that I'm not understanding why some stuff is happening, I'm not sure how to put it into words. And it's also a problem I haven't had before, so I'm not sure how to express this, but I'll do the best I can to, and everything was fine until we got to me confirming my identity. And it's like, it's not my fault that, like I said, I'm trying to update my address that was supposed to have been done 2 years ago, and now we're back to this BS, and I'm the one who's supposed to be frustrated. And I did express my frustration because I said, wait, you mean to say that this old address has been in the system all this time when I have gone there to change it? Of course I sounded frustrated because it's affecting me. And now they're gonna try to charge me $5 to replace my card. But then fortunately she said that this is reversible. It better be reversible because it's not my fault that you didn't do your job in the first place. So at any rate, it just feels nice to express this and let it out exactly the way I mean to say it. Because even though at the time I was like, I was just disappointed that was happening to me. And, I also couldn't sleep last night. So it's the 3rd night that I don't get any sleep. But still, I was keeping my cool. And I'm still gonna have a fine ass day after this. But it's just, guys, when you're out there and you're at your job, or even if you're just on your day off and going out and about, just be nice to people. Even if you don't have the energy to do it, because I know what it's like, trust me. But just do better than your best. when it comes to dealing with people, because you don't know what people are going through. And right now, I'm going through really rough stuff in life to where it is uncertain what my future is going to be like. But you wouldn't know that unless I told you that. And, like I said, I'm someone who, for the longest time, I've struggled with my personality and my personal stuff, and I've just been a creature with a load of problems, which to outsiders it may seem like silly stuff and just grow up type of stuff, but to me, they are very real problems, and they have threatened my existence at times. So don't try to invalidate the severity of what I'm calling my challenges, because to me they are as real as whatever challenges everybody else faces. Even if they are not as severe, it does not mean that they are okay to be invalidated. All right, so yeah, and that's the end of this rant, you guys. I know that I normally do not sound like this, or just, but I was just shocked. And sometimes it's nice to be yourself and embrace yourself. And I was experiencing that frustration, but I did not let it out on the person. I took it here and I brought it to the video, and I said, I'm just going to film this because I never see myself feeling this way, or, and I just want for you guys to also embrace yourselves, and hopefully you will not explode at anyone the way that I exploded at this camera. And it wasn't really that much of an explosion. I was just like, I just had a lot of energy, and I just needed to talk about this. And this was a good medium to do it. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I know that I've been stuttering more than normal, but like I said, I'm ready to have a good day. That's all. And it's going to happen. And all right, you guys, I hope that you have a wonderful Tuesday. I'll be on my way to go out and run some errands. But I'm pretty sure I'll have another video up sometime today, or maybe two, because I want to get more into filming. I really enjoy this. And for you guys who are there with me and sticking to me every step of the way, you are greatly appreciated. You have uplifted my mood and just made my days way better, and I want you to be convinced of that and never forget that. All right, you guys, that's it, and I'll see you soon.